Seniors, 10 best exercises to help you walk better after a stroke. Have you ever felt that no matter how hard you try, your walking just doesn't improve the way you hoped after a stroke? You may think you need to train harder, or that your body has become permanently weak. But in truth, what you're dealing with isn't simply muscle weakness, it's a loss of motor coordination. That's why standing on one leg feels shaky, or stepping over a small curb makes you feel unsteady. My name is Doug, and I'm a physical therapist with over 30 years of experience working with stroke survivors. In today's video, I'm going to show you the 10 best exercises to help you walk with more confidence and control based on proven scientific principles. These aren't exercises that require expensive equipment. In fact, you won't need anything except a sturdy chair or a stable countertop. What matters most is that you follow the sequence correctly in a way that allows your brain to relearn how to control your body. I've arranged these exercises in increasing order of difficulty. The first one is the easiest, the last one is the most challenging. If you've ever experienced foot drop, difficulty bending your knee, or loss of balance, each of these exercises will help you overcome those issues step by step. Feel free to comment below and share what you're currently struggling with, so I can recommend additional exercises tailored to your specific needs. The first exercise is one of the simplest, but also one of the most important: standing balance on one leg. You might be surprised, but most stroke survivors who try this for the first time can barely balance for even 1 second. Some people lift their foot and immediately have to grab the counter in fear of falling. That's perfectly normal. It's not because your leg is too weak, but because your brain hasn't yet relearned how to manage your body's weight using just one leg as support. The technique is very simple. Stand in front of a kitchen counter or a sturdy surface and place both hands lightly on it for support. Then, shift all of your body weight onto one leg, say your right leg, and try to lift the other foot just slightly off the floor. You don't need to lift it high, just a little. Once you feel stable, try letting go with one hand. If that feels okay, try letting go with both hands and hold the position for a few seconds. The long-term goal of this exercise is to balance for 20 seconds on each leg, repeating it 3 times in a row without holding on. But at the beginning, if you could only hold it for 1 or 2 seconds, that's perfectly fine. What matters most is that you're helping your nervous system relearn the skill of balancing, a skill that's often easily lost after a stroke. Recent scientific studies have confirmed this. A 2024 meta-analysis found that balance exercises like this one are the most effective method for restoring movement control after a stroke, even more effective than stretching or weight training. The second exercise may seem simple, but it's actually very powerful for retraining your sense of orientation and balance while moving: controlled backward walking. After a stroke, most people become used to moving only forward and often avoid walking backward out of fear of falling or losing balance. However, walking backward is one of the most effective ways to activate your gluteal muscles and hamstrings, key muscle groups that help maintain stability when standing and stepping. Here's how to do it. Stand in front of a sturdy kitchen counter or secure surface. Place your hands lightly on it for balance. Then, take a short step backward with your right foot, followed by your left. Just take 2 or 3 small backward steps, no more. Then, turn around and repeat the same movement in the opposite direction. This isn't just a physical exercise, it's also a way to retrain your brain to process reverse movement, a function that's often lost after a stroke. That means every time you take a steady backward step, you are helping your brain reprogram itself to regain the flexible walking patterns you once had. If you find yourself losing balance during your first backward step, or if your weaker leg struggles to control the motion, please describe your experience in the comments. I'll suggest modified versions of this exercise that match your ability level. The third exercise focuses on helping you regain strength in your thighs and glutes, 2 essential muscle groups that allow you to stand up, sit down, and stabilize your body while moving.
Many stroke survivors find that simply standing up from a chair becomes a major challenge. They often rely heavily on their arms or lean far forward to push themselves up. This is a clear sign that your core muscles, especially the quadriceps and gluteal muscles, have weakened significantly. To begin this exercise, you'll need a sturdy chair, ideally one with a backrest and no wheels, along with 1 or 2 soft pillows. The pillows are placed on the seat to raise the height of the chair, making it easier to stand up at first. If you feel quite weak, start with 2 pillows. As your strength improves, you can remove 1 to increase the difficulty. Sit on the chair with both feet planted firmly on the floor, spaced shoulder-width apart, not too wide. Then, try to stand up without using your hands. Once standing, slowly lower yourself back into the chair, controlling the entire movement. Don't let yourself drop down suddenly. Try to feel every part of the motion through your thighs and lower back. If you notice that one leg feels significantly weaker or that you tend to lean to one side every time you stand up, please describe it in the comments. I'll share specific adjustments you can make to tailor this exercise to your situation.
The fourth exercise focuses on reactivating the hamstring muscles, the muscles located at the back of your thigh. These are crucial for walking, stabilizing the knee while standing, and helping you shift weight when moving. However, after a stroke, many people tend to focus only on strengthening the quadriceps, the front thigh muscles, and neglect the hamstrings. This imbalance can lead to uneven steps, quicker fatigue, and instability during walking. To begin, stand near a sturdy surface, such as a kitchen counter, high-backed chair, or wall ledge, where you can lightly rest your hands for balance. Keep your upper body upright and eyes looking forward. Then gently bend one knee backward as if trying to kick your own buttocks. Try to raise your foot as high as possible, but only within a range where you feel safe and not overly tight. Hold the raised position for about 1 second, then slowly lower the leg. Repeat with the other leg. The ideal goal is to complete 3 sets of 20 repetitions per leg. However, if you're just starting and can only manage 5 to 10 repetitions per set, that's completely fine. The key is to practice regularly and consciously feel the movement of the hamstring muscles each time you bend your knee. A slight feeling of fatigue afterward is a good sign, but if you feel pain, stop and reduce your repetitions. Recent research on stroke rehabilitation has shown that controlled, rhythmic movements like knee bends and backward leg kicks activate motor areas in the brain more effectively than heavy resistance or weight training. It's this gentle coordination between muscle, joint, and brain that plays a central role in regaining natural mobility. If you're having difficulty bending your knee, for example, if the joint feels stiff or you can't feel your hamstring engaging, please share the details in the comments. I'll guide you through modifications that better match your current ability level. The fifth exercise helps improve coordination, gait control, and especially balance in unstable situations. It closely mimics the challenge of walking a straight line, where each step must be placed deliberately, evenly, and with focused attention. This is especially important for stroke survivors, as the nervous system often loses its ability to manage subtle movements like stepping precisely along a straight path. To begin, stand near a sturdy counter or support. Place one hand lightly on the surface in case you lose balance. Then step forward heel to toe, meaning the heel of your front foot should touch the toes of your back foot. Continue walking this way for 3 to 4 steps in one direction, then turn around and return using the same pattern. If you feel uncertain or nervous, lay down a thin guideline on the floor, such as a strip of masking tape, to help with orientation. Some people find it easier to walk along a floor tile edge or the border of a rug. Your goal is to complete 3 back and forth passes, with each pass consisting of 3 to 4 steps without holding on. In the beginning, however, you may need to keep your hand on the counter the entire time, and that's perfectly normal. What matters is gradually building confidence. Start by letting go for just 1 step,
then 2, and eventually the entire pass. Each step you take with conscious control helps rebuild the nervous system's ability to coordinate your movements. The aim isn't perfection, it's progress. This exercise is especially important for improving dynamic balance, your ability to stay balanced while your body is in motion. A recent meta-analysis found that controlled step training exercises like this one effectively activate the motor coordination centers in the brainstem and cerebellum, 2 areas commonly affected by stroke. If you feel that your supporting leg is consistently weaker, or if you experience a sense of unsteadiness the moment your heel touches down, please leave a detailed comment. I'll share ways to modify this exercise to better match your weaker side or address issues like reduced sensation in the leg. Starting with the 6th exercise, we begin training your ability to perform more complex movement coordination, which involves combining stepping, direction changes, balance, and spatial awareness. These are essential skills your brain needs to relearn if you want to move confidently and fluidly in real-world environments. And one of the most effective ways to build those skills is with the obstacle step-over exercise. To begin, choose a small object to step over. It could be a folded towel, a strip of tape on the floor, or a thin book. What matters most is that the object is not too high to avoid tripping hazards. You'll also need to stand near a stable support, such as a kitchen counter, a high-backed chair, or the sink, for safety if needed. Start by stepping over the object, right foot first, then left. Then turn around and repeat in the opposite direction, this time with the left foot leading. As you step, lift your foot high enough to clear the object without hitting it. Keep your torso upright and your eyes looking forward. If you need a moment to pause and prepare before stepping, that's completely normal. From a biological standpoint, this exercise strengthens your balance correction reflexes. When you raise your foot, aim, and step over an object, your brain is forced to coordinate signals from your vision, vestibular system, and deep proprioceptive sensors to keep your body stable. A recent study published in a neurological rehabilitation journal showed that targeted rapid response training like this significantly improves both reaction time and balance scores in chronic stroke patients. If you find that one leg is harder to lift than the other, or that you often trip while stepping over an object, please describe your experience in the comments. I'll suggest specific modifications for your weaker side to help you practice this exercise safely and more effectively.
The 7th exercise helps you regain one of the most fundamental skills needed for independent daily living, stepping up and down. For a healthy person, this is a simple movement, but for stroke survivors, it can become a major challenge as it requires the coordination of leg strength, balance, and continuous motion control. Particularly when one side of the body is weaker, stepping up can easily lead to loss of balance, causing patients to rely on assistance or avoid thresholds and steps in the home altogether. To perform this exercise, you'll need a low, stable platform, such as a fitness step, a household stair step, or a wooden block around 7 to 15 centimeters high. You'll also need a sturdy support nearby for safety, such as a countertop, stair railing, or high-back chair. Start by stepping your right foot onto the platform, then bringing your left foot up to stand fully upright. Then step down with your right foot first, followed by the left. Repeat this motion 10 times leading with the right leg. Then switch, left leg up first, right leg follows 10 times as well. Throughout the exercise, you can keep one hand lightly touching the support, or hold on more firmly if you feel unsteady. If you find it difficult to step up using just one leg, or if you feel wobbly stepping down, you can start with a lower platform, as low as 5 to 7 centimeters, and divide the exercise into smaller sets. Please share in the comments the height you're currently using, or describe which leg feels weaker. I'll recommend the ideal step height and repetition pace to fit your current level. The 8th exercise may sound very simple, but it forms the foundation for more complex movements, such as walking, turning, or changing direction. After a stroke, many people struggle to stand on one leg, not necessarily because of weak muscles, but because their nervous system hasn't relearned how to shift full body weight from one leg to the other. This makes every step feel shaky, unstable, and increases the risk of falling. The weight shifting exercise helps you safely and gradually rebuild a crucial skill. transferring your body weight from one leg to the other in a controlled, confident manner. Start by standing near a sturdy surface, such as a kitchen counter or the back of a high chair, and lightly place both hands on it for support. Position your feet shoulder-width apart, flat on the floor.
If you have foot drop, or if the ankle on your weaker side can't lift properly, share your experience in the comments. I'll help you adjust the platform height or find the best standing posture to better engage the affected foot. The 10th and final exercise is the ultimate challenge in your walking recovery journey after a stroke: stepping down and stepping backward onto a platform. This movement demands a high level of coordination between muscle strength, balance reflexes, and full body control. Many older adults who've had a stroke feel anxious about going downstairs because of a fear of losing balance or not having enough strength to step back up. That's why this exercise not only improves your walking confidence, but also helps significantly reduce your risk of falling during everyday activities, like stepping on or off a curb. To perform it, you'll need a low, sturdy platform, about 7 to 15 centimeters high, like an aerobic step or a household stair, and a nearby support, such as a countertop or stair railing, for safety. Begin by standing upright on the platform, facing toward the floor. Then, step down with your right foot first, making sure you land safely, followed by the left. Immediately after, step backward up onto the platform with your right foot, followed by the left. The entire sequence should be slow, deliberate, and upright. Do not lean forward or rush. Repeat this 10 times with the right foot leading, then switch sides and perform 10 reps with the left foot leading. In the beginning, you may need to hold on to support or use a lower step, perhaps only 5 centimeters high, just to get used to the motion. The long-term goal is to perform 10 repetitions per side without using your hands for balance. Biologically, this exercise activates the gluteal muscles, quadriceps, and especially the hip stabilizers, which are critical for maintaining control during walking. It also forces your brain to reprogram a reverse sequence of movements, from landing to balancing to stepping up again, thereby restoring agility and movement independence. Research shows that multi-step functional exercises like this one, rather than isolated single movement drills, are the most effective for helping stroke survivors regain full body coordination. So while it may feel like a challenge now, each repetition is rewiring your nervous system for better balance, strength, and control.
In reality, what stroke survivors truly need isn't just stronger muscles, it's the ability to regain conscious control over their body through the brain. After a stroke, the biggest issue isn't just weakness, it's that your movement program has been disrupted. Muscles fire at the wrong times, signals from the brain don't travel the right paths, and the result is movement that feels jerky, uncontrolled, or uncoordinated. This is a classic symptom of motor incoordination, also known as ataxia. Even better, these exercises don't require expensive equipment, and you don't need a gym or clinic to do them. You can practice right at home, in a safe, familiar environment. But what matters most is doing them correctly, in the proper sequence, and consistently over time. I've structured all 10 exercises in a progressive order, from easiest to most advanced. You don't need to do them all at once, just start with the first. When you feel confident, move on to the next. This process may take weeks or even months, and that's completely okay. The only thing you need to commit to is a little every day with clear intent and steady practice. If you're dealing with a specific condition, such as difficulty lifting your leg, stiff knees, or numbness on one side, please leave a comment below. I'll read and respond to everyone, and I'll even create personalized instructional videos if needed. This is a long journey, but you're not walking it alone. I'll be with you, step by step.